Oh, Jedi Survivor. Here we go.
Yeah, this is live on stage right now. And they went all out for this unveil.
Hey, that guy doesn't have an arm. I don't know if you noticed that.
The order is gone. I was betrayed by the one I trusted most. I will not be imprisoned again.
I hear you've been busy making yourself the Empire's most wanted.
Ooh, mounts.
Oh, dude, you're just like 3 seconds ahead of me. What a spoiler.
A Jedi. Remind our friend here why his kind are supposed to be dead.
Okay.
Yo, this looks insanely good.
First one was insanely good.
After all we've done, the Empire's only grown stronger. Thanks, Bode.
Are we having like team ups?
Part of the joke, Gustus.
Dude, if this is
like
co-op, could you imagine if there's co-op in this game? I know
I'd
there's
lose my
not.
mind.
Threat.
I know.
Not now that we have this.
Oh my goodness.
As long as we fight.
Traversal is like dialed up to 11 in this one.
Yeah,
dude.
man. He's got a zip line? What?
Yeah.
Hope survives.
March
Oh.
17th. I can deal with that.
Jeez.
Oh, that looks
Louise.
so good, dude.
All right. We're pausing. We got to pause. Livid, I need you. So I'm going to pause on the Jedi Survivor screen for a second because, to the best of your knowledge, I'm putting you on the spot. You need to bring me up to speed because you are more of an expert in this game.
There's
and
so
this
much
world
more
than I
being
am.
revealed.
I know. So where did the last game end, and where does this game pick up? And Shmo, feel free to help us out too in the chat here.
So the last game ended. I'm trying to remember exactly where we were at on the last one. It's been like what, a year and a half since I played this. Let's see.
The game's been out it's been years, right? It
Maybe
hasn't
2
just
years.
been-
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the spark notes that I get. So, and this has some spoilers, so I apologize if you haven't played the first one, but you should go play the first one. I feel like at this point, like, we're out of that spoiler zone. So after Cal's true identity is revealed, he finds himself on the run from the Inquisitors, trained by Darth Vader himself. Just as all feels lost, Cal is saved by two people, a former Jedi named Saray Junda and her pilot friend Grease Dridis, I think is how you pronounce it. So who is all right, let's start with this. Who is the guy in the Bacca tank?
I don't know. I don't
Does
know who that
nobody
is.
know?
No, I don't know who that is.
Got it. I thought that was a character that was part of, the last game. He looked like a character. Like there looked like there was a relationship there.
I mean, it's not Cal, so I don't. Not quite sure.
We're
who
gonna
it
go
is.
back. We're gonna go back to where the trailer picked up here, and all right. So he finds this character in the tank. This character is clearly somebody important in the world,
By the one I
Yeah.
trusted most.
but not somebody who was in the first game.
Correct. It's a new character. I don't know who this is because
Wild.
at the end of the first one we were pretty much almost murdered by Darth Vader.
So then we crash land on this new planet, and like I'm just pausing on this horizon shot here. I don't know what planet this is, but man, this just looks gorgeous. It almost gives me like
they've been doing a really good job in this game. Is they don't really they haven't been really touching on planets that we have explored in films or whatever. It's been all stuff that's like in canon that they this is our first time seeing a lot of these places. So
And
like,
honestly,
in
that's
the
part
first
of
one we saw Illum, which when you're playing the game, and it's another kind of spoiler thing here, but when you're playing the first Jedi Survivor, when you go to Illum is actually the planet that becomes Starkiller Base.
Oh,
So they turned that planet because it's a Jedi sanctuary with kyber crystals, basically, and that's how it became a super weapon.
get
Right,
out
so
of here. That's really cool. Yeah,
So
I mean
it dives
that's I
heavily
mean
into the lore.
we
Yeah.
we nerd out in Discord all the time about Andor and basically how the Star Wars expanded universe has been so decent as of late. I mean, decent to great depending on what piece of media you're talking about. But like
Yeah.
you can't forget that this game is also expanding that universe too, right?
Yep. Yeah, and the first one, like I said, you haven't played it, and you
You've been
desperately
busy
need to.
making yourself the
So I remember this character, she's bald in this, but she's a character from the first game, right?
I don't know who you're looking at.
So it's almost like she's in like a library of sorts. She's got a bunch of like tattoos on her body.
most wanted.
The character looks familiar. You only kind of see like the side of her and the back of her, but I recognize the voice, I recognize the character, and then they jump right back into gameplay.
I don't know if I remember her exactly.
I'm trying to remember. She was in something recently, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, it was pretty brilliant.
You might be thinking back to like the Clone Wars animated series or something.
Yeah, I might be. I honestly, the Star Wars universe is sort of blending together for me at this point. There's so much good stuff happening. But let's dive into the gameplay here because there was a lot of cool different clips. There was a lot of, you talked about mounts, right? This is the first time we've seen mounts in this universe, right?
Yeah, we didn't have that before. Yep.
Yep. So that's a gameplay system that's clearly being
We have
elevated.
we have a wing glider. It's not really a wing glider. It's a creature he's holding on to. So I don't know if that's like something we could do on demand also.
Yeah, I don't know.
like
I mean, obviously not a pterodactyl. That's a silly way to put it, but like that kind of character or that kind of creature. Yeah, maybe it's a traversal mechanism, just like the zip line is that we saw a little bit later in the trailer.
Yeah.
And then this whole duel setup with these two bounty hunter looking characters is incredibly cool. Now,
Yep. I don't know who these are.
I don't either.
So it's like
the one on the left clearly looks like almost mini Mandalorian in a way,
yeah.
but I don't know who this guy is on the right.
I don't know who either. These are all new characters, which I'm
Yeah.
fine with. I like when it's new stuff, but I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, very cool looking
Remind our
characters.
friend here why
And then we get into, I think we're on Kashyyyk at another point after that, and we see I've never seen a Wampa that's not a frozen Wampa from, Paw.
Right.
But that's a Wampa.
Right. Hold on, let me catch up to you for a second here. So yeah, you're talking about on the bridge here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think that's Kashyyyk?
I do think it's Kashyyyk because of the way it almost looks like Wookiee-like, right? Like the terrain.
It definitely
the
does.
structures?
It definitely does. I mean, and then you get slammed around. I mean, it's cool looking. I will say I don't like the droids. I don't like the droids a little bit after the Kashyyyk. So now we're in like a Empire base. These droids look a little Toy Story-ish to me.
No,
Like-
they're like the Magna Guards, but they're like a more evolved.
I don't
thing
know,
from,
man.
like-
I feel these guys feel a little boxy. They feel a little cartoonish.
Oh, I love them.
I don't know. There's just something about him that just doesn't work for me. It's cool that he can cut the feet off and stuff, but like it just doesn't quite do it for me.
Yeah, the game is very Dark Souls like. I know you never played the first one, but there's
Right.
a lot of things you can do to like give yourself an advantage against certain enemies. Like when you're fighting like an ATST in the first one, you
Yep.
can like deflect the bullets to like break one of its legs so it like falls over and everything, and that gives you the opportunity to kill kill the pilot that falls out, or you could just like brute force the ATST down.
Yeah,
So like it has like alternate ways to kill things, and I think that's what we're seeing here is more of that stuff.
Jambles in the chat. Jambles, good to see you, man. Is saying Bionicles, and that's exactly what it reminds me of. 100%. That's why I think it looks like a toy because it looks like a Bionicle. It truly does. That's
Also, how far does this take place after the first game too? Because he looks
significantly older. Yeah. Then we've got this introduction of a side character here.
Thanks, bud.
Which is pretty cool. And then you see this like kind of team move, which
Yeah.
is like, what is happening here? I mean, I don't think it's co-op. Like, let's just throw that out
No,
there.
I don't think so
it's-
either. But I'm wondering if there's like companion kind of thing. I wonder if this is more like an open world type of game.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean,
Because the first game was very much like you have your ship and you can go to like X planet or this planet, and it's kind of
Right.
like a localized area where you're going to. It's a very like point A to point B level, and there's some side paths that you can find like some secrets, right?
Right.
I wonder if this is more like a open world kind of experience, more like a, I don't want to say Mass Effect, but it feels like, you're getting companions or stuff along the way, which would be a really cool way to evolve this game.
yeah. Yeah, and then we've got. I mean, we see a lot of bigger baddies. You know, we've got the.
Oh, there's plenty of those in the first one too. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. So that's a theme. Like I said, you're the expert here, so you got to catch me up.
Yeah,
but there's almost
have
like
ample boss fights in the first game that are like, some of them are like made me want to like break my screen. How difficult
really,
some of them
which
were.
is surprising
Yes.
for you as such a Souls, Souls player.
Oh yeah. Well, if you play it on the hardest difficulty, right? That's the
Yeah,
only way
yeah.
to play this game because it's super satisfying. You play on the hardest difficulty,
Got it.
but the bosses will like 1 to 2 shot you on the hardest difficulty.
So the intel I'm getting is that this is 5 years after Jedi Fallen Order, which makes sense. I think Cal looks about
Yep.
5 years older with the beard, and just he looks aged. And then 14 years before A New Hope. So
Okay.
that's really interesting too.
That's cool, yeah, because we know that like at the end of the first one, Darth Vader, right, was like a big figure right at the very end. So I
Right.
wonder if he's gonna play in more to this too, which would be
Yeah.
really cool because he was like
Yeah.
tracking you down by the end of that one.
Right. I'm paused here on this shot of Cal. I mean, definitely 5 years. It correlates perfectly. I mean, it looks.
Yep.
He looks great. I mean, he looks like a character that fits a little bit better into the Star Wars universe. I felt like he didn't quite fit the Star Wars mold in the first, like all the cinematics. And I did watch a lot of the first game. I did play some of it, but I never felt like he quite fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game has like combos and everything you can lean into with your abilities and stuff. It's really good. So I'm very excited for this one. This looks like it's literally dialed up to the next level, which is good. That's what I want to see in a sequel. It looks better than the first one. So
And then we've got some more classic battle droids here, which is really cool to see as well from the prequel era.
those are what, assassin droids, right?
No, those were just battle droids.
The ones with the
No, those are the ones from like episode 1.
I must have missed that clip.
We're probably in different parts of the video. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine. But then we've got that.
Okay.
Then we see that mercenary character with the character that I believe is the one that came out of that tank, but just now all dressed and looking pretty regal.
Yeah.
He's got a comlink in his hand.
We have this.
Jamble's brother,
Yeah.
thank you for the $2. Appreciate you.
Yeah, after the whole battle droid sequence and everything, there's you have to fight like a series of assassin droids too. So it's cool.
Yeah.
They got like all these things coming in from the prequel era. Like it's cool. I wonder if this is like remnants of technology that people still use. That'd be pretty cool.
Is it weird to see, and again, this is Star Wars land that I just am not super well versed in. Is it weird to see stormtroopers in their classic form as well as battle droids? I didn't know they overlapped like that.
Well,
Right,
I mean,
'cause-
there's still like the Trade Federation, right? That's still like a thing. I'm sure there's remnants of battle droids lingering throughout the universe.
Right, because if it's 15
disappear,
years before
right.
A New Hope, right? Like I don't know on the timeline where it would land, but yeah, you would. It's weird that I wonder if you would see.
It's a weird
stormtroopers
juxtaposition, but I think it's cool.
It is
I like
weird.
that
Like if you
Yeah.
imagine you're in a fighting sequence and you see stormtroopers and battle droids at the same time, like that is so trippy in like a nerdy Star Wars way.
You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, definitely interesting. I paused it kind of in the perfect spot here with the zip line. I'm excited to see how the zip line comes into play too.
Yeah, because there was a lot of like traversal puzzles in the first one too, where you have to like move things around or whatever. So I like that this is expanding. It get like anytime you add vertical gameplay, right? It just adds a whole new dimension to what you could do for puzzles, which is I'm excited for this.
Yeah, definitely. And then, of course, this shot at the end here with the lightsaber that looks like a claymore, which I will be completely honest with you, has been a little bit of a hit or miss for me. Like as they've expanded the Star Wars universe, like Kylo Ren's lightsaber, like I don't know, it's cool, I guess, but like it does lose a little luster for me, honestly. I don't know.
That's a
What are your takes on this?
No, I've never been a huge fan of the Kylo Ren saber. I mean, I think the jaggedness of it is cool, but I don't like that it comes up the side. It just doesn't make sense to have a hilt guard on a.
I mean, it does a little bit, but like at the same time, like it just kind of looks silly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh man, but still, regardless, as we let this kind of trailer to roll off to the end here, so many different, enemy diversity looks incredible. The age of Cal looks incredible, and just I think a lot of folks are going to be excited to jump back into this
his
world.
look 5 years later here is like perfect for like a Jedi, right?
Yeah.
It's good.
It was
a little off. It kind of still felt like I was watching because it was the same guy that played like the Joker Red Hood character, right? In the Gotham TV series. It's the same kid, I think.
Oh, okay.
and I always saw him as like, the Joker whenever I see his face, right? So now seeing him with the beard and everything, he looks more proper, almost like he fits in with like the Jedi Order or like a,
I'm
mid-tier
getting
like
prequel Obi-Wan vibes a little bit from him now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
it feels
getting.
like,
And even though Obi-Wan looked actually younger than I think Cal does in this game, very excited to play this one. I'm going to have to go back clearly because it's a story-driven game. A story-driven Souls game. I'm going to have to go back and play the first one to really appreciate this.
It'll be one of the best Star Wars games you've ever played, honestly.
There it is. That's the take right there.